Well, I love my old buildings. And I love my old red buildings. So I think I've done a number of paintings, quite a few paintings, of old sheds and what have you. Most of them are red. I'm going to stick with that. But I've never, to my memory, I've never done anything on a larger canvas with sheds. So I thought I'd put in a couple of sheds here. Even though, yeah, I'd like to have a shed maybe with a lean-to off the back, and then supported again on this side with, you know, seeing the pitch roof here. But here we're kind of looking at it flat on, so we see more of a rectangle. You know, with the angle, I think that'll work okay. I'm about a third of the way up the canvas with my. Well, it's probably not going to be the horizon. It's going to be the ridge on which the cabins sit. So, ever so slightly, I think I'd like to have. Start a little below that mark. And we'll come a little higher. And then we'll drop down again. To help promote the importance of the buildings. Make it appear as though it's on a bit of a rise. Now, I want this shed, I think, to be a little longer than I usually have them. But I don't know. I put these marks in thinking, okay, that could be the bottom of the eave where the wall starts, and then up to the roof, which would be about here. I think I'd like to show a little bit more wall. So let's say we go just a little higher. I think that's, well, you know, and as always, I'm splaying the bottom of them. I want that shed to have borne the weight of years of existence, and the roof tends to fall in a little bit, and that brings in the top of the walls a little bit. And oh, let's see, that side's going to have a supported by a shed though, so or a lean-to. That can be like so. A little higher. You know, really my most intense light again will be around here, which is almost dead center, but it'll get pulled from left, it'll get pulled to the left from dead center because of the fact that the same plane of intense color is going to be moving to the left. So we're not too worried about that. And so again we go up a little on this side. And is that enough roof? I think a little higher from my mark here. I think I like that idea. Then on the side of this old thing, let's say there's a bit of a lean-to, you know, a place to store firewood, or maybe an old bale of hay, a bale of hay, or what have you. You know, so this might be just an opening here. We'll see. We'll see. You know, I'm going to drop that in there too. Excuse me. We'll have an opening there to about there. And we'll we'll have a bit of an expansive wall here. Expanse of wall. You know, I don't think that I want to have, I'm not going to make the decision on a hole there. This will be the most important one. Okay, I don't want this to be the same size as that. This is a little bigger, that's good. I'm just going to put in a few lines on this roof. Just the possibility of a future idea here. I'm not sure yet what to do. But I want to be reminded that it's old and decrepit. And we'll have a little piece missing there. Gotta have a little piece missing. Or maybe a few. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, the whole thing is kind of tilted like that. That's okay. That's really okay for the moment. Now, I'd like to put a second one in here. Actually, just, you know, I'm going to bring that down a bit. If I bring that down, the whole building seems to not just be jutting up on the right hand side. It seems to be leveling out a little bit. It's got to be crooked, but it has to look somewhat natural. Okay, so that one should be more vertical too, I think. I don't know. I'm fussing. Stop it. Now, is this building beside it, or maybe it's just behind the ridge? Maybe it's... Let me just do this very lightly for a moment. And, you know, it's just a granary, I suppose. Do I want that? No. That's a little too much of a fairy tale shape. I don't want that. We're going to have to give a little more rake to the roof. Let's see here. Something like that, maybe, yeah. Pushed a little farther back than this one. Also, this bothers me a little bit. I think I might just bring it down a little bit. Yeah. And just have what they call a man door in there, just for a person to walk through, get into. Maybe they have some tools in there, who knows. Yeah, I think I like my lines there. That seems to be alright. There's a bit of foliage there in front. Some weeds growing in front of that wall at that point. Too vertical there. A little bit of foreshortening is needed. I mean, if this part of the roof is closer to us than the top is, so the roof very naturally will spread. Okay, so those are all fairly vertical lines. I don't know if I want to indicate too many boards, or if I just want to become a little more impressionistic and not worry about those small lines, you know? I'll leave that decision till later. I think proportionately this is okay. You know, our angle here is a little steeper than our angle on the shed, which is good. Don't want those two to be the same. Not sure yet how I'm going to occupy this wall. I do want, or I would like to have, there has to be some interest in there, put it that way. Okay, for the moment I need to come up with a few more ideas. Actually, you know what? No, you know, I was thinking of putting in a distant horizon here. I'm going to leave that, because we might just be looking up slightly at it. And we might just go to sky, or hillsides, or clouds, or what have you, in behind there. Okay. Well, this is already kind of bothering me. There's something I don't like about this. And this is not the problem. This is. So, okay, there can be a lean-to shed there if we want. That's all right, I believe. But what we'll do is we'll have it facing the same way. As this. Might even end up looking like a building that's behind it. I don't know. I'm not too concerned about it. We'll start with that. Let's just pretend that it's an add-on, okay? An afterthought. Okay, we'll play with that. Form-wise, I like it better. Ish. Or do I? Second guessing is part of the fun. What if I were to drop something here? I guess no matter what, it's going to look like there's another building in behind this one. Which may not, maybe it's not a bad idea. Okay, we'll leave that for a moment and give it a thought. Should we have maybe indication of old fence? I always like some old fence. Something you often see are remnants of a fence on an old homestead or an old farm. It's kind of lined up with what now appears to be a building behind this shed. And who's to say, you know, if there's some fence, that means there was likely some livestock as well. Now mind you, that's more of a style of a snow fence. But still, let's think of that possibility. And if there was, they might have been provided with some shade. And by now, this tree is very old. But you know, maybe there was a tree back there. It's imagination time now. I don't know. And over here, I'm thinking it could probably... There was at one point maybe a power pole. Oh, that's pretty thick. That's pretty thick. Yeah, I don't like that. That's not well done. Maybe just a post. I just feel like something needs to be poking up here. You know, I'm a little leery of having so much information here and closing off everything along this line that it stops the eye from going into the sky. But this is not a painting about great distance or perspective, so maybe I shouldn't be concerned about it. Maybe I should just go ahead and do what I'm going to do. So I kind of like that idea of some trees off in the distance, you know, kind of over the rise a little bit. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Yeah, for the time being anyway, I'm going to leave that as is. My drawing, that is. Of course I'm going to keep pecking away at it, but I'm going to leave the ingredients in place. Okay. Now, there's quite a bit of area here, and I don't think I just want to not indicate any lines or any cuts in the boards or what have you, but or any individual boards. I don't want to get too fussy with that, but at the same time, I need to indicate something, and I think if anything, yeah, on the roof I'm going to need to do something to show. I think in this case we're going to have more vertical lines showing than horizontal. It's a longer cabin, so I'm hesitant to put in too many lines going horizontally. Shaped like this, I usually like to put them vertically. You know, maybe I shouldn't worry about it. Maybe I just will put them vertically. Yeah, because our form shapes are, you know, horizontal, 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 horizontal. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And the roof will be a mishmash of squares and puzzle pieces and what have you. I like a roof like that anyway, so that's the direction we'll take it. I'm not necessarily going to follow these lines when I paint it, but I can tell you that I find it beneficial to put them in early rather than late. And there are going to be a couple of missing boards and cracks and crevices and what have you. And I may even just take a little alizarin crimson and burnt sienna and turpentine and now lay in more solidly my shapes. And then, if I need to groom them a little bit, I will just take the charcoal and put in a few lines and play from there. Well, I think we can safely assume that this will be a void. It'll be dark. I also want some boards missing from up top. That'll be dark. You know, this more or less will be dark. I don't know if I might have part of a window showing here or an entire window. Haven't decided that yet. I think it's not a bad idea, so just for the fun of it, let's put a little one in. A little one. Okay, it's a good start. I'm happy with it. We'll see you very soon. Okay, there it is. A little bit of a different camera angle. I'm a little worried that the intensity of the light above the canvas blurs out the charcoal drawing. So I just thought I'd give you a quick look at what's sitting there right now. Now, of course, there's much more to be drawn in, but these are the important elements of the painting. I can design the rest of the scene around the general shapes that I have here.